Welcome to Digital Asset News. Look at top stories in cryptocurrencies and digital assets and break it down to bite-sized pieces. So today, I had actually invited Weston Nelson. He is the head of business development or business intelligence over there at Trade the Chain to help me understand exactly how to work Trade the Chain for sentiment analysis because we have technical analysis, we have fundamental analysis, now we have sentimental analysis. And we had actually recorded this on January 6th. I just got so busy with things. And then we had CJ from Market Rebellion, where he came in and we did what we call the Trinity trading, where we take our technical analysis, sentiment analysis, and then fundamental analysis. And each one of us had our own role, where Weston did the sentiment, CJ did the technicals, and I did the fundamentals on the RSR token. And you can watch that video. I'll link this at the very end. But this one that I did with Weston was just like a warm-up to kind of get me up to speed with Trade the Chain. Because he was doing a lot of things, not just with the alerts for the SIG development, and he'll get into that, but he was doing a lot of things with the tweet volume and how it all relates to trading as far as the sentiment analysis. And this one, when we took a look at it, was actually Maker, and we saw this on January 6th. And after we did it, it really didn't move too much. So I'm like, I'll just, I'll get it tonight. Of course, I didn't do it because all these things going on. So I wanted to put it out today. And it actually was a pretty good trade. I'm not a trader, but with these two guys in my corner, I think I'm going to become somewhat of a trader. Now, again, I will always dollar cost average. I will always be an investor. And I don't think anybody should do 100% trading, especially in cryptocurrency. That just seems ridiculous to me. But if you want to just take like 5 or 10%, hey, why not? Go ahead out there and gamble. I mean, that's what life's all about, right? So we're gonna walk through this, and then we'll finish up afterwards. So let's jump in with me and Weston here. All right, everybody, and welcome back to the office. So today, just to reiterate some things that we had talked about as far as TTC, I brought in Weston Nelson. Weston is the director of business intelligence and one of the community managers right there. So when you sign up for TTC, you're going to meet Weston as well as Alex. And the reason that I brought him on here was just to kind of go, not a deep dive, but just a general overview of TTC and some of the winners that they have. Because to me, when I see the winners, they come through the Slack app, through TTC. And there was one recently within 24 hours, which went up 100% in under an hour. So I want Weston to talk about that. But the big thing, which is what I don't understand, is about the sentiment analysis. I know it's great, but how to pick the winners, that's what Weston is here for. So Weston, thanks for taking the time. And let's just go over some things. You can tell me all your magic.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, Rob. I super excited about it. Love watching all your content, and we've been cranking it out with alerts and especially the sentiment. So yeah, let's jump right in.
Let's jump right in. Let's take a look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen right quick, and then bang, here we are. So actually, let me back up, because when you first start in, you're gonna see this type of screen, which this is good to know, but I don't think this is like the big thing. I think the big thing is twofold. One is where the sentiment analysis is, and the next thing is, let me move this out the way, is these things called alerts. And what I've been telling people is that it's great to have on your computer, but through the Slack app, you get notifications. And talk us through this recent one. Was it Cello? I always get it wrong.
Yep, ticker CELO. Cello, not sure how it's pronounced, but yeah, CELO. And first thing, you make a good point. You've got the alerts up there on the web app,
right?
But having it on the Slack is what's so critical, because I get it real time.
Yeah.
On the, ding, 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 and money sound comes in, and then I, immediately can assess what to do or not.
So talk us through. So this thing came through January 4th, 8:37 p.m. Binance will list Cello. So
yeah.
So from there, what happened?
From there, now typically, if I know something about a project, I'll throw some more money into it. I knew nothing about this other than I'd heard of it, but knew nothing about it. But I do know there's the Binance effect. You get a Binance listing, it's probably going to be a good one. So alert came through. I entered. I was in 1 minute. Well, I was in literally at the same time the alert came through within a minute, and then I entered again 4 minutes later, and that would be on your screen there.
Yeah, it was $1.58 at around 8.29. So and this one came out around 8.37. So maybe you might have gone to like $1.62, $1.64, and then within an hour it did this, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So within I exited 44 minutes after entering, because I saw a slight tick down, and I was just like, I'm gonna get out of here. 100% in an hour is pretty good for me.
For anybody, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right. For anyone, that's awesome. It literally paid, so in dollar terms, covered the entire year of a subscription to Trade the Chain. Just one alert in an hour.
Yeah. And now just to preface this, of course, Binance doesn't list everything all the time. Coinbase doesn't list everything all the time. But it seems like you guys are kind of being alerted to this a lot faster than like a normal Joe like me would actually get it, because I would never have known this stuff.
Yeah, it's because it's tied into the technology that we've got linked up with kind of the whole package and everything, where it's scraping the web for alerts and listings, mergers, acquisitions, etc., important details. But yeah, if you don't have some sort of alert system set up, and then especially since your phone, you won't hear about it until an hour later, 2 hours later, maybe the next day, and then you miss all that positive price action.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unfair, because this stuff that you guys have stuck into with the tie, Josh Frank and that group, is the same one that the institutions use. So I kind of feel like, well, how's the average guy? The average guy is going to get in around. They're going to see a pump, and like, okay, I mean, in an hour, yeah, right. But they're going to see it went up. They're going to start to buy around here. They're going to get stuck in these little patterns. But what's great is that you get here to there and you're out. I think that there's two things. One, the technology is great, and second, it's great to have discipline like you have to actually get out. Because some people, self included, are like, you know what? I'll ride to it forever, and here we go.
Yeah, well, and in certain cases, every case is dependent, because like the graph, you could have played that with the graph too, but the graph I just held because I knew the fundamentals so strong that I knew that was going to just keep soaring. That's ticker GRT. We got an alert on that a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's a good point. Sometimes you get in, if you bird in the hand, take your profits and get out. Especially if you don't know something about the project, like in this case.
Yeah. So all good points. Thanks, Wes. And then the last thing, because like those are like the no-brainers to me. Walk us through the sentiment analysis, because to me, I feel like what really drives this market is news, not always fundamentals. That's just how it is. And I just want to know like how you'd use this the sentiment analysis to pick the winners. So walk me through that.
Yeah. So first, I'd say I share your sentiment. No, pun intended. News does drive crypto. I think there are no fundamentals. There's no price to earnings. There's no earnings per share. There, right? What are we going to go off of? You can use charts. That's effective. You can use fundamental analysis. That's effective. But then, kind of only makes sense with crypto. There's this new way to analyze performance, which is sentiment. So, do you like clear understanding as far as what this is doing or how it's coming up with it, or do you want to kind of just go through how like I would use it to say I think this is going to be a good one?
Just go through it, because a lot of people on the channel, they understand that for the most part, that first of all, it's scraping the web, it gets all the news articles and puts it in here. But then with TTC, Trade the Chain, they're one of 4 cryptocurrency companies that has a direct API into Twitter. So they're taking billions of tweets and condensing them into a sentiment analysis. And I think that's where you can't get that pretty much anywhere else unless you're an institution. So
I can, as an individual, I have been beating quantitative hedge funds as an individual sitting at my computer. So I think it just goes to, that speaks volumes, right there,
Right.
with the
So
technologies.
yeah, so show us like out of this screen, and I can scroll up or down. Show us
Yeah.
how you would pick a winner here.
So first things first, you can customize the columns however you like them, and that's in the upper left, as well as filter your favorites. Keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I like to really I have the MVT ratio always up, market dominance always up, and then I'll have one of the change to BTC typically up, depending on what I'm looking at. But let's say like for and then average trading volume as well. But let's say maybe just click the 1 hour, 24-hour BTC just to give you an idea. Is it gaining strength to the king or not?
Gotcha. Okay, so let me close that. So now we got a lot more data here to shift through. So tell me.
Yep.
So what are we looking at here?
So a couple ways to start is that 1 hour price projection you see in the middle there, middle right, over right there. I would click that, and what that's going to get. So now you just filtered the columns to essentially from the highest lowest of the total coins that we have sentiment data on.
Okay.
The range over the next hour, the projected range. So that looks pretty good. Now downside, but so the first thing, that's what I would look at, right? What are we looking at as far as range goes?
Right. So what is this range right here? So -3 to 16%. Is that they're saying that within an hour it's going to do one of these things?
So what that means specifically is that, more or less, yes. But more specifically, what it means is that there is a 90% confidence intervals based on data that within the next hour, the range of the price is likely to be from there -352 to positive. And now it just switched. It updates, every 5 minutes rolling time.
Yeah. So yeah, -4 and 13. So this would probably be so what else? So I get that. So what else are you looking at here? Long term?
This is the mean I should add to.
Okay, that's the mean. Got it. So I'm looking at this. I don't know. I remember Verge from back in the day. I would never have bought it, but if I'm looking at this, I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, right. And if you knew something about it too fundamentally, there's some big stuff going on which can help you. But let's stay out of that for now. Okay. Just looking at the sentiment. So after I see that, I would go over to the right and check out trading volume. Whoa, we have 369.5%. And right away, my interest is peaked. Okay, so what's going on, right?
Something's happening. So we're going to go into more detail over at danteachescrypto.com. And then if you are looking to sign up for Trade the Chain, just so you know, it's a 14-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. And just check it out. And if it works for you, like what Weston was just talking about, he just made one trade, and it that was his entire cost for the year. So there is a link in the description. Go ahead and click on that. And then actually, once they go into the community, all this training will be available there. I'm going to do some more on danteachescrypto.com. But I just want to get everybody like a general overview. This would be something to look into. And that's all I want to. I don't want to go in too much depth because there's a lot of different things going on. Weston, anything else that we need to know right now?
If you're going to be trading crypto, you really need to have an edge. Is the bottom line. You're playing against people who are very sharp, have a lot of tools, a lot of resources. So I like your strategy of just dollar cost averaging. Being an investor, I think that's wise. If you want to get in the game of trading, you have to have an edge. You have to have tools. You have to be, and that's what Trade the Chain provides. With the alerts and the sentiment analysis, and like you said, the sentiment is where the power is. That's where I've made the most money, but it's a little little bit of a learning curve. But anybody can do it. You just got to put in a little time, and but the SIG devs,
easy enough. All right,
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, anyhow, Weston, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. All right, so that's it. So what we did is we actually went into more details with Weston, and I put that over there at danteachescrypto.com. danteachescrypto.com, where just there's a link in the description, and he just goes over exactly TTC and how it all works. But again, if you want to take a look at it, trade the chain, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee. Go ahead and check that out. But I can see definitely where the value is, especially with what's going on with the markets. This isn't a regular traditional market. Everything is moved by news. News moves so much and so fast, and everything happens in a split second. Just like Weston says, I mean, you really do need an advantage. And I think this is one of those things that can put you there. All right, so that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you go ahead and check out the links in the description. And that is it. So thanks again. See you on the next one.